Hi, Father Taylor here, and it's Friday, October 29th, and I do have some news on your weekly eBlast. It is in hope of the resurrection and the consolation that we have in Christ, but with a heavy heart to have to announce to you that our beloved sister Sonia Bain died last night at her home with her family nearby. Sonia was a part of this church from the days of Father Frank Howard, and she and Alex, they've been involved in every possible ministry here for many years. She had a very unique and sensitive relationship with the Lord that you could tell every time that she prayed. And even if you only knew her from coming to Sunday services, you would have heard her pray during the prayers of the people. When many people in those days didn't, you would still hear Sonia pray out, whether it was for refugees or for children or something around the world. So she is a person who has had not only a member here, but she's had an influence on many, many people. The Bain family were members here, and it's hard to imagine Trinity Terrafil for me, at least without Sonia. Best remember, yep, even her later years. And so just really amazing, amazing person who just to be around and to hear her talk about the Lord was a way that the more she talked about the Lord, the more you felt you understood God. So anyway, so it's hard, and we're thankful to God for Christ's death and resurrection, his ascension, and there lies our hope. And but we still grieve, and so I'm sorry to have to announce that to you. This just happened last night. I met with the family this morning, and we will know probably sometime later on Sunday about a date for a service of Christian burial. So you can pray for Alex and their kids, Matt and Sarah, and their respective families. And so we just ask God's closeness with them at this time. All right, everything else kind of seems small compared to that, but also a reminder, today is Friday. If you're looking at this tonight on Friday, I still have a couple of spaces for tomorrow's retreat. And it's a retreat in which anytime that you get a chance to be quiet and in God's presence, I think you should take it. And so even if I told you the retreat was simply I was going to open the church and you were going to come and sit, and that would be a reason enough for you in your busy life to be able to take a break to come. But this one is about the Lord's Prayer. And so we'll be looking at what did Jesus mean when the disciples asked him, teach us to pray. One thing we know that he didn't mean was say this prayer over and over. We say this prayer, but within the prayer lies so much of what Jesus is trying to help us understand about God and ourselves and our relationship and how things work by the means of this prayer. The retreat will have plenty of silence. It's not simply a lecture or a lot of readings. It will be a series of meditations and ways of you to be able to hear and then be able to go and listen and be with the Lord and be able to really think about these really, what could be more important than understanding what Jesus meant when he taught us how to pray. So I just want to commend that to you. It starts at 8:30 and I'll have you home by noon. And so 8:30 to noon, bring your own coffee and all your supplies. I'm going to try to get the coffee maker going again, but because of COVID, we simply just can't do things like we used to in the old days. But the weather's supposed to be terrible tomorrow. Even better reason to come over to church, come on in, and get involved in this. I would be more helpful if you signed up in advance. We have about 10 folks signed up, which is a great number. So it gives us a couple more to go. So that's tomorrow. 8:30 in the morning is when we start. That's the actual start time, not the arrival time. So come on by. We'll start up at 8:30 tomorrow. We have both services. in lieu of if the weather is going to be bad, our outdoor service will be held in the hall. Um, the hall, we're going to have that set up for the indoor service. The hall does not have great acoustics, and I did call a guy. I asked around and found out who the guy was in our area for talking about acoustics and how do you help rooms like the hall, which have a lot of echo. And so we have a guy come out. I can't wait to hear what he says and what we need to do. And so there's more to come on that. So anyway, Sunday services at 8:30, rain or shine. It might be indoors if it rains, but looks like we're good to go for service on Sunday. Also, the 9:45 service, everything's pretty normal as we go along with that. Also, call your attention to our the teachings and think pieces we're doing about your relationship to your wealth and how that affects what you give to the Lord particularly in terms of your church giving. It's not just a pledge drive. It's really a way that we take a month to talk about what's our relationship with our money? What is it that we really trust? How does our relationship with God impact our income, our spending, our saving, and our investing and our giving? So we're taking a look at those features about our relationship with the money. So anyway, so those are things coming up. And I think that's it for now. I was almost ready to tell you that we're ready to start our midweek service, but I think I'm going to have to ramp up for some unexpected liturgies. We'll be doing this next week. So probably in 2 weeks, we'll probably be looking at our midweek contemplative service, a place you can come and listen and be in the Lord's presence. And it all takes less than an hour. So anyway, so God bless you, and hope to see you soon this weekend.